You are now rocking with the Patio PolitiCz.
Each the deal. What up, y'all?
What?
What's the deal? What's the deal?
He's cracking.
Here we go.
He's cracking.
What's cracking?
Oh, what's happening?
Yeah,
already?
deal, man. You shut your ass up, man. You was in the middle. You don't have no side.
I was on all sides, man.
No side. You was right
You
by
know
the
what side is real at.
I was
You
on
know
all
on the
what
sides.
East.
I spend more time on the West, though. You know
Come
what I'm
on.
saying? I spend a lot of
West
time on the
side.
East, though.
Okay, look, man.
I'm a smorgasbord.
I've spent time on both sides
East
too,
Oakland
but
the
it's
deal,
West
man.
side till I die.
I'm Easty,
From where
I'm
your grandma
Westy.
lives.
Yeah.
I'm Mid-City.
You from where Granny stay. You.
You a motherfucking lie.
What up, world? It's the Patio PolitiCz. We
Worldwide.
back. Underneath the patio, man. Top of the evening, noon, morning, wherever you are, to midnight, man. Peace and blessings to you all, man. Pray that y'all doing good. Thank y'all for tapping in. We got a dope ass show for y'all. Cultural appropriation, you guys. To be or not to be, that is a question. Is it acceptable, you guys? Should we tolerate it? Because everybody want to be on a bandwagon of the culture, but when shit gets real, everybody get to running.
Yeah.
Everybody want to be black until it's time to be a nigga.
I wasn't claiming that.
Until it's time to be a nigga.
Man, come on now. Come on now.
If they ain't holding themselves accountable for the progression of us,
Kick rocks. Kick
Man.
rocks. Want to steal our music, inventions. Oh, man, we going to get off into
Our
it.
essence.
Everything.
Our
Everything.
essence? Y'all
Yeah.
be giving. Okay, anyway.
Uh-oh, there we go.
We hope you stay a while, cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. Cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like, yeah. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. I said it's right for life. Come in with the shows that you like. We tryna be the best on the mic. DJ playing cuts that you like, yeah. It could be the start of your day, or maybe just the end of your night. But if you rock it with us, Patio PolitiCz is gonna do you right. Oh, cause it's right for life. Tryna be part of your life, yeah. We got whatever you like, whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. Cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. We hope you stay a while.
We hope you do, because if you don't, what's going to happen, y'all?
Man, they gonna get put in the trunk and stripped of all their blackness.
Man,
give
come
it back.
Come on.
Give it back.
appropriate you somewhere
That they
else.
stole because they not
Damn,
originally
T.
black.
That's rape, T. That's rape 1.
Right, one.
That's 10 mandatory. 10 years mando.
Mando. And you probably going in the hole the first day.
Man.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, we back,
They gonna get
man.
appropriated, man.
Medicine Woman Shanga,
Bless.
King Mac Millie, Trouble T Mills,
Yeah.
Ken Don the Don, J Fifth, we here, man. Now, I'm
Y'all
here.
see him? Let me just.
Nah, you good, baby. Do your thing. I'm gonna maneuver around you.
All right.
You heard me?
No.
I don't know what that. Nah. Here, let me hand that to you. Pass it through her. Thank you. Yeah. Just if you don't find it, then it's cool, because it's somewhere up in here. But we was talking about cultural appropriation. Yes. Accept it or not accept it. And for those that are wondering, who should and should not be allowed to the barbecue, you guys, or to come with us in our backyard and function with us. And this is non-black people. You get what I'm saying? Who should come and who should not come? Because we have a lot of times throughout history, people have stolen our culture, our music, our art, our inventions, our recipes. Shit, our recipes of life. Let me leave it at that, because when I say recipes, that's an umbrella full of everything. And ingredients and shit.
Yeah.
You know, they've stolen it, and because they had bigger platforms.
I wonder why.
Man, yeah. This goes back to superiority.
How great
and
are
power.
we?
Yeah. But they've stolen it, and because they have bigger platforms to display what they have pirated from us, they are credited with the invention of it, or the invention of the recipe,
Man.
or whatever the case may be. Now, I'm going to give y'all a few examples before we get into it, because this makes for great conversation before we get into the serious part of it. You have, for example, Justin Timberlake, we know he was with the group NSYNC, whatever. And I'm calling out names like Corrupt. Fuck.
Oh, shout out to Uncle Corrupt.
Shout out to Young Gotti. But I'm calling out names today. You got Justin Timberlake, where his career was okay with NSYNC. He went solo. That first album was subpar, and then he got with two prolific
I
black.
didn't mind it.
Of course you didn't, because you was an NSYNC fan. But
I was.
I'll just take it back to this, right? Y'all remember the Mickey Mouse Club?
Yep.
So you got, I don't know if y'all
Britney
familiar.
Spears, Justin.
Man, I don't know if y'all familiar with the actor Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was with it too. But I remember seeing, and I'm glad I didn't see this shit when I was little. They did a rendition of "Cry for You" by Jodeci.
Oh wow.
Justin Timberlake.
Wow.
On the Disney thing?
On the Disney thing. And if we can pull that up, we're gonna pull that shit up on break, and I just want y'all to see a snippet of it before y'all vomit. So I hope y'all didn't eat. But they did a rendition of "Cry for You" by Jodeci in front of a crowd full of black and white teenagers, because they're all teens, yes. And it was Ryan Gosling, Justin Timberlake, and they had a black dude in the group. Can you believe they had just one doing a rendition of a black group, right?
Do we know who he is?
No, because he have yet to be seen and found.
Since.
But he didn't sing nothing. He was doing a background. Can y'all believe that?
Oh, so he was dancing and
heard from
shit?
again either.
Well, Cry For You ain't a dancing song, but he was just doing background, in the background.
Wow.
But I believe Ryan Gosling was KC and Justin Timberlake was JoJo. Yes.
They could have easily just went to the people.
So you
like,
took
let's
a
get the right
backseat to
folks.
the
Let's get the
oppressor
right folks.
who's
Yeah, but that's what put them
oppressing you.
over. That's what put them over.
Oh, that's when they.
That moment. Yeah, because they were younger. They had to be teens. This
Wow.
was probably post
And Ryan
Mickey Mouse.
Gosling didn't
But
even
you know
do nothing
what?
with it. I mean, he
So
acting,
they
but
Elvis Presley.
They been
Yes.
yeah. They been doing this right here. That's
Yes.
what's going on.
Yes. And it's like, fuck. I'm looking at that. I didn't see that when I was younger. I seen that maybe a couple years ago, and it was just it put a bad taste in my mouth.
yeah.
One, I don't fuck with Justin Timberlake because they banned, I don't know if y'all noticed, they banned Janet Jackson from the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Based on him pulling the thing off. Based on him pulling that thing off her titty.
Yeah.
When it exposed the nip.
And with the nipple ring and everything.
Yes.
Shout outs to Janet. Hey,
Now,
auntie.
these ain't, the artists usually don't do this. They don't come up with the show segments
Or the wardrobe.
or the
Right.
wardrobe or anything.
Right.
But he still pulled it. She didn't pull it.
Right.
Yeah.
He pulled it. And she got so much backlash from it.
Even after she apologized.
Like she did.
They forced her into apology. She apologized. And he was nowhere to be found.
Yep.
Justin Timberlake. No speak out. No, nah, y'all ain't
Nothing.
coming after sis like that. Nothing.
No support.
Vanished. He literally vanished. The more her heat got,
He blew up.
he blew up in acting.
Yep.
But he vanished. You notice he backed away. I ain't saying nothing.
Wow.
And to me, if you ain't saying
Out of
nothing at
sync.
all, you done said it already. You ain't
Did you
saying
say out of sync?
out of sync, man.
I was thinking,
Yeah, man. That part.
He danced out the frame.
Yes.
yeah.
Now, I mean, what do y'all think in terms of that? Because a lot of people, we be in their movies,
You talking about any situation?
just any situation.
And that was
Man,
a plot.
so-
Gonna have you naked by the end of this song.
yeah.
Man, like just thinking about that, like other times that they done stole from us so many times, but they can't even really relate to us, and but just how they over here performing the things that, you feel me, we didn't went through life to be able to express.
Yes.
And but they don't even have the decency to come and get the people who actually wrote the songs or produced the songs. Thinking back of what you're
Yes.
saying about the Disney,
Come on,
about
man.
the Disney stunt.
Come on.
Like, man, it's a lot that goes into creativity, especially from the black voice, because there's so much pain that's
so
in there.
much.
Man, but
And
let me
I
ask
feel
you guys
like,
something.
the whole thing about our art, it comes from a whole nother place, and that it needs to stay on a pedestal, and that the voices who actually go through these things need to be the voices speaking these things, because, even if they're saying that we Americans, like, we are a part of that history as well, but
Yeah.
come on, we know better.
yeah.
Well,
Let me ask you guys something. Okay. I was gonna say, let me
No,
ask you
no, go
something.
for it.
How do you guys, when you guys come across it, do y'all ever press them? And when I say them, just mean whoever's carrying it out.
In the moment.
Yeah, and it don't always have to be in a super aggressive manner, because like a lot of times, I could come across it at work, and I'll push it in a very sarcastic, passive aggressive way just to see if how they gonna bite on it, and then I'll engage them if they try to back away. A lot of times,
Yeah.
and because I already know that they expected me to go rah, angry black man on them, and so a lot of times they don't be thinking that you was articulate or what the hell you talking about.
But
So-
see, that's my thing. Why does it have to be angry black man? Because you're
No, I'm not doing it.
you're mimicking who I am.
But I'm not even saying that to the extent that I'm worried about them thinking that of me.
Because that's
I
what
know-
the world think anyway.
Right.
Whenever we speak against it, we're angry.
But they don't be expecting me to come with my shit together when I engage them a different way.
Yeah, but they want you to speak their language.
Fuck around and be like, black, no takebacks, right?
So
Yeah, exactly. But don't talk a language that you don't understand, because I'm gonna talk that language with you.
Because
Wanna-
do
you guys
go
do you
ahead.
guys press them in real life or?
It's a thin line there because it's two ways. Like, for one, like we can be appreciative of the fact that we teaching the culture. It's like we giving birth to the culture, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A whole nother way. But in the same sense though, like sometimes people, they just doing it because they getting away with it. You know what I mean?
exactly.
That's what I mean.
Exactly.
Well, I was gonna say that I think in some ways it's plausible, it's okay. In other ways it's not. And I say that because anything that is put out as a piece of art for any and all people to enjoy, like music,
It's open permission.
it's open for people to imitate it. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm not even gonna bring their names in here. But when it gets to more of what I consider to be like the cultural characteristics, I think that that's off limits. So for example, we'll take something as simple as like the whole like cornrow, big, bamboo earring kind of thing. Like those kind of things are a part of our culture and a part of the way we identify ourselves, as unique from other people. So I feel like some of those kinds of things shouldn't be touched. But at the same time, then that would mean that we ought not to culturally appropriate other cultures. So that means I cannot wear, my Indian outfit, you know what I'm saying? Nice flowy fabrics and stuff like that. And so it gets a little tricky when people start to want to do that. But overall, I think that what makes the idea of like cultural appropriation just so out of pocket is the fact that people appropriate our culture and they live and thrive on it.
Yeah.
And we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? People, their livelihoods have come from things that they have taken from our culture. And that's the problem for me overall.
Yeah.
If I jumped in a movie that was based in India and I'm out there dancing with all the jewelries, you know what I'm saying, the face, their traditional pieces and all of that kind of stuff, like I'm not about to come back home and make some money from that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
did it for the experience.
Yeah, but
and that might inspire
I would
you.
also say too
That would inspire you, because I would say in a sense I would disagree only that because the other cultures and nationalities, they belong to something. Right. They belong to a country. They have a flag. They have something tangible to call their own. We don't have shit. You get what I'm saying?
I mean,
and it's like we are like, I feel, no offense to the college students, I went to college too, but I feel we're the lost college student that's just in school wanting to be alone. We want to belong to something. So we're lost in trying to find our way.
And see, that's why I said I think some of the stuff shouldn't be touched, because at this point in America, we are creating that which we didn't have. You know what I'm saying? So it should be respected as that. Do we need a flag? David Banner said we do. You know what I'm saying? He came out with one. I fucks with it. But
I fuck with him on that aspect.
Yeah,
too,
but in regards to just establishing something that we're all in agreement of, over time we have done that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just time for people to start accepting and acknowledging it for what it is. We are the pepper. You know what I'm saying? We are the seasoning. And as I continue to take flights to different countries, I'm seeing how much we are seasoning other places.
Seasoning the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we ought to get that respect.
Yeah.
And be compensated for it.
Yeah.
And that's the part that's not happening for us.
In the States.
Yeah.
Find an artist. They're coming to him saying, hey man, I got your, they know the history more about the artist than shit the artists know about themselves. Some artists be out there like, shit, damn, you remember that album? Shit, I forgot I did that. And they know the history on it and all that. Just like with breakdancing and pop locking, they didn't took the culture and just bigged it up so much, but the homage out there is They pay homage. A lot of cultures don't pay homage.
And I would say too, I think that here it's more about keeping up caricatures that have always existed of us, and we miss that element a lot of times when we're allowing it to happen, because a lot of times we're allowing them to subconsciously still humiliate us through it here. Because like you said, in other countries, it's funny, I didn't know it to that extent that that's what happens, but I have heard like in other countries we tend to get much more respect than we do here, you know, for just cultural things. And here, you know, like I was telling you, I see it on the job all the time. It's crazy to me how any color student can say the word nigga, but if you say
cracker.
No, I wasn't even gonna say that. I was like, what's interesting to me is I've had that issue happen in many schools that I've been at, where I've asked them to address students doing this, and it's like 7 black kids in the whole school, and they'll even express to me like, thank you, finally somebody said something. But the moment that another kid identifies as something else and you don't call them what they want to be called, now it's World War III. Now I can get pulled into HR right after school, because
when you don't respect yourself, nobody else will.
Right.
And that's how the culture looks at us, because I done heard whites and Latino, like, these are conversations I heard where it's like, I don't like niggas. I don't fuck with niggas. But you like Magic Johnson, you like Kobe, and all that. Them different niggas.
The right ones too. Like,
are they different?
You know why they different? Because they are there for their entertainment purposes.
It's been like that since the beginning of the time. You get what I'm saying? It's been like that since the beginning of time.
Within that, would it be appropriate to say that we have to accept a partial piece of the blame?
Yes. Hell fucking yeah, we got to be accountable for that.
Okay.
Because it's time for us to start doing something.
Yeah.
We've been saying what's up, all that for so long.
Yeah.
We feel we gave it a rite of passage.
Yeah, because they're growing up around us doing it so commonly.
Yes.
That it makes them feel comfortable enough to join in, like, well, you know, I grew up with y'all. You know?
There's power in words.
Like Jay-Z gave them a pass on that too.
There's power in words, man.
I think we should not accept accountability for that.
Not even a small piece.
I'm gonna come back to that. Listen to our music and everything. I
knew it would be a two-sided on that. That's why I wanted to ask.
And I'm saying I'm gonna take accountability. I don't like nobody calling me that, not even my own, because I'm nobody's that.
Yeah.
However, sometimes in conversation or laughter, it may slip out.
Slips, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And I have to take accountability. I have to be better at practicing better habits of what I speak.
I'm not mad at that.
Because I don't, none of y'all are that. But I too take that word very fucking serious.
But if you look at also too the way that we say it to each other, I don't know if this is what you were getting at and why you disagree with it. It's all been taught to us, because the whole "my nigga," that's what they said to us before it became slang for us.
Yeah. Hold on.
I was taught that when you watched Training Day.
Hold that. We're going to take a break, man. We'll be back in the tick. Patio PolitiCz. We here. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You trust me? Come here. I want to help you ease your anxiety if you allow me to. I think it's magical how kisses slow down time. I can make your spirit move at the pace of the earth when your lips meet mine. Life is so much better when you slow down. We're so in a rush just to go nowhere when the best place to be is right here.
That is deep. But then when I think about
you
language,
are now rocking with the Patio
it's the intentions that
PolitiCz.
governs the language rather than the language that governs the intentions.
We back.
But think about this. It's probably
Hold up,
easier.
let Shanga bring us in, man.
All right.
My bad.
I was like, I guess we just in it.
Nah. I thought he was just in out the car. Go ahead.
To the patio.
Yeah, go ahead.
Man, right now we are talking about cultural appropriation.
Yes.
Yeah or nah, basically.
Yay or nay.
Yay or nay.
Man.
Is it appropriate or is it inappropriate? Why or why not? What that look like? So T, you were saying.
I was a little bit off on a tangent, but it relates to the whole topic. We were talking about hypnotic rhythm, which we talked on a different episode.
Tell the people what hypnotic rhythm is.
Hypnotic rhythm is how nature solidifies your habits, your ways, your traits, your characteristics that make up you. In a sense, things are always moving in hypnotic rhythm, right? The earth moves around the sun X amount of days a year. Night follows day. Every 24 hours, it never changes. That's hypnotic rhythm. Hypnotic rhythm solidifies habits because you do them over and over and over again, so you don't even have to think about them. You wake up out of bed, you don't have to put your feet on the ground. I was saying that, do you believe that when it came to solidifying that word as an identity for us, that it was they were thinking of hypnotic rhythm when they did it?
Certainly.
Because I'm like, if you think about it,
Us or them?
just how you were talking about how to take accountability, I feel like we all got to take accountability, because at the end of the day, it's easier for a black person to ditch other toxic habits a lot of times than it is to not ever say nigga again, because you have to be so much more disciplined because it comes out so loosely at times.
But that was a plan out the gate. It was never meant to be what's up my homeboy or what's up my friend. It was meant to be derogatory. Even in them terms, you will only call somebody that out of anger.
Right.
We would call like you a low down nigga or something. It was derogatory.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Even now, but look at the discipline you would have to have. Say you go through life and then all of a sudden something happens where you piss your girl off.
Yeah.
And she has to muster up all the courage to not only not call you out of your name, but not say
That
you
would, because that would be the first one.
It's almost
Well,
like,
that has to be established out the gate, because like Shanga was saying on a previous panel, that's conversation. I've let every female I talk to, you can call me everything in the book except that. They understand it, and they caught themselves.
Hey, you said the B word before the end?
I accept that before that, man.
Yeah,
Like, for
yeah.
real.
So that-
As a man?
As a man. I feel you only gonna, man, it's only you gonna get mad at the truth, man.
Yeah.
I'm nobody's bitch, and she know that. So you can call me every bitch, and I didn't hurt it.
So why?
Because I've evaded a situation from not putting my hands on a female and taking a peaceful way out. I was every bitch in the book, and I laughed so hard.
hey, that's
So
fact.
It's
why
only
you-
a
why would
situ-
you
'cause
get
I've had
mad
that happen
about-
too.
About somebody calling you the N-word.
It's a situational trigger.
That's not you.
I know that that's not me, but it was me previously in my previous life, and I understand what I've been through to be called that.
Okay.
They probably don't know it and know they're not gonna get it, and that's fine. But I understand, and I would tell her I'm nobody's nigga.
Okay.
I would rather even when it comes to getting into it with dudes, call me everything in the book. I'm not your nigga. I'm not your blood, and I'm not your cuz. Period.
I mean,
Period.
What about weirdo?
You can call me with that. I'm not that.
everybody weird.
To each his own.
You know,
Put it that way.
and one thing I can, like I was telling bro, I said it's the intentions behind the words, you know,
Man.
connotation that we use it in.
Yeah.
Because I can change up that tone and I can give it to you in like a form of endearment.
Yeah.
You know,
Or-
or it can be, you know, be like, damn, this so dumbass nigga.
Or
Like
you
now I'm
could-
using it just in the same sense as our enemies used it.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
I believe, you know, the intentions of the word is definitely
change
what
the end of that
solidified.
word.
So
Yeah.
I was gonna
That's
say,
hypnotic
so
rhythm.
for those of us here in the space, so there doesn't bring a different energy and definition, so to speak, of the word if the ending of it is
ER?
A instead of ER.
Yeah,
It
that-
depends
no
who
difference.
That's what
and
I've
where it's
always
coming
done.
from.
Yeah.
I mean,
Does it really?
But that's what I'm saying. If you're saying that you don't want a woman to call you the N word, and she's using it with the A at the end, if your homeboy used it, would you feel the same way?
A lot of my homeboys don't, unless it's fighting time, because they understand. That's again,
But we don't-
conversations are established with any friend, any relationship out the gate of the do's and don'ts. So I established that.
So
We don't
for
drop
you,
ERs
there's
though.
no. That's what I was gonna say. So for you, there's no differentiation in the definition of it versus whether it's an ER or an A at the end.
Nah, because when my homeboys call me and you ready to fight me, hold up, my nigga. What's happening? Hold up, cuz. What's up?
Your
Hold
homeboy
up.
never be like, man, this my
Yeah.
right here.
I mean,
Nah,
there's so many other.
they'll stop theyself.
It's so many other terminologies to use in that sense. It's like there's connotation there to be had.
The only
an
reason-
abundance.
And I get where you're going with it.
The
Yeah,
only reason I
that's
asked
different. That's
yeah,
different.
I'm,
you know?
I'm just wondering because the only reason I asked that is because when I think about the word nigga,
Yeah.
I see it as one more of those things that black people did what we do.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is
for sure.
take something
For sure.
negative
Flip
and turn it to a positive.
Yeah,
like,
nah, for sure.
Y'all only gave me pig
sure.
intestines. Now I got chitlins and it's popping.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So it's always interesting to hear. Hey, it's,
Now how you're saying it, I don't mean it literal in a sense like that, because where my generation, depending on how you saying it. Now it's different.
Yeah.
Oh my
Right,
nigga, like
right,
okay,
right.
that's
Yeah,
love.
yeah,
It's my dude. But I'm saying when he's saying nigga, you got me fucked up.
Oh yeah,
What?
that's
Now
different.
I'm ready to
Yeah,
fight.
yeah.
Now I know you serious.
And so that's what I'm saying.
That's,
like,
that's the power of language. I feel like
Exactly.
it's the intentions behind it, because you hear the intentions before the words. man.
Before the word,
so
yeah.
then, and so then that's
Hypnotic
why,
rhythm.
even though I don't agree with it,
Mm-hmm.
that's why you have places and spaces where black people will accept another
Yeah.
race saying it because of the intention behind it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I've never experienced-
They're using, you know, my nigga like my homeboy. So they don't
Yeah.
care that they Asian partner, they Mexican partner
Yeah,
is
nah.
saying it. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie, it's always felt uncomfortable
Yeah.
every single time.
I never had no Latino.
Regardless of
One of my
the
homeboys that's
situation.
of Latin descent, they never did that to me.
I've
never came and
grew
called
up-
them homes.
I grew up
Or
with,
essay.
with Mexicans.
I got a.
and-
It's man one. Yeah.
Or like
it's
they-
I got, and I
he
got
like a
one.
real
My
like.
mama homegirl.
They don't. They might not
Yeah.
give a GA, but they'll cut it at the
My
first G.
nigga.
Like, nigga,
Nah.
man, my-
Nah.
My mama.
I seen them
homegirl
talking to each
like,
other.
What up, my nigga?
Using the same.
Yeah, I was gonna say when they talk to each other,
Yeah.
it don't
Like-
even make no sense.
It's the same. They use it the same.
But I feel,
And where I'm from,
like
in
it's the
Oakland,
culture.
I feel
the
pro.
Asians a
I
lot
feel
of time.
pro Mexican, pro El Salvadorian. They don't. They
No,
don't.
those don't.
Yeah,
You saying
that-
pro? What you
Just
mean,
like I'm pro black. The pros of any
Yeah, I got you.
pro white.
I mean, because
I
they
got
took
you.
their
I got you.
terminology and flipped it into something cool.
Yeah, they.
You know
but they
what?
say Holmes and essay, and if I'm kicking it with them just because I'm super cool and grew up with them, I'm not gonna say Holmes and all that. Like,
You know
nah,
what?
that's
It's
I done
funny
heard Sam
'cause it-
say like the WB term. You know what I mean? Like I'm a WB. You feel me? Whoop wop. You know, I done heard him use that. How we use nigga. Like,
It's funny that like just now it just hit me differently because we're talking about cultural appropriation. And so I was thinking about, like you just said,
Yeah.
you know, the El Salvadorians and stuff like that who just, you know, they push
Man.
their culture. They're not dropping the end.
Yeah.
Even no matter if they grew up
Man.
all around, but the ones that actually do use that word, if you look at them, they have appropriated our culture. They're not dressed, you know what I'm saying, in a cultural dress. They dress like
Like
us.
Like us.
Right.
They
'Cause they
hold
was
their
raised around us,
mannerisms and
with
everything.
us.
Right.
Right.
So they have completely appropriated the culture,
But
and that's why they
man.
feel like it's
It's
cool.
comfortable
And
enough for
that's
them to-
why they homeboys and they homegirls accept it.
And ain't
'Cause they
nobody
don't-
never checked them the first
Nobody's
time.
ever checked them.
we got
See,
rappers
probably-
out right now. That's
Probably because though,
Yeah.
I had friends like that at high school. Fremont, that's all there is. And these cats dress like New Yorkers, listen to Wu-Tang, Dipset. That's what they listen to. Never said it though to
Right,
me,
right.
because they feel that energy. It's not appropriate to say because they heard me in class how
part
strong
of the
I am.
culture.
I'm a pro. I've been pro black all my life. So they ain't gonna say that.
This
You
is
get what
my
I'm saying?
culture.
I got an AE in Spanish every year, but I'm not gonna do that and say
Yeah.
what's up, Paisa. What's like, and I knew them all. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see,
But then like I'm gonna say like we got people like I'm gonna say our brother Chrome. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
He explained it. Yeah,
King
shout out to
Brother.
Chrome. Yeah.
Him growing up, you feel me, around that environment, you feel me, with a whole bunch of brothers, and like damn, like it gets kind of tricky in that aspect because it's like,
But do
you
it.
you really been here, like
Yeah.
being that culturally though,
Culturally.
like you know, like the neighborhood, the environment,
I
like
think
you really
it'll probably
been here.
make them feel uncomfortable to not say it because they feel like they're not being accepted in the group.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, nah, but if that's the case, let's take it a step further. When it comes to riots, who you gonna side with then?
Yeah.
That part. Either you on the side of right or you on the other side. Now me between I fuck with my people.
It's a pool.
And fuck a pool in life. If the Latinos and all that is on this side and the blacks is on this side like in the pen, I'm gonna be that one in the middle because I fuck with I
hold on.
got love for both.
Hold on, let's not do this.
Yeah, nah, for real.
But nobody's really gonna do that on the street. I mean, nope. Let me take that back.
I did it because
I'm
we had
gonna
riots
say,
at
'cause it's
Fremont.
gonna happen.
Yeah,
When
we had
you-
riots
when
at
it-
Fremont.
When
Not
it's real
enough
in your
of them.
heart is real.
Yeah.
And I watched because
'Cause
these
my-
Latinos was getting socked out and
Right.
whoop-de-wop. I had football players where it was a bunch of swans about to attack some of my homeboys on my team.
Man.
Nah, y'all put your hands on them, we fucking y'all up.
Right.
Yeah. I
Boom.
put my
It
life
gotta
on the
be
line
like
for
that.
you know.
Man,
That's,
yeah.
I got,
Because my mama homegirl she'll catch all
Man.
the phase.
Like,
Shout
yeah.
out to
Pick a
Biggie
side to
Man.
ride on.
Yeah, yeah. That's
You
how.
saying if you gon' embody it all the way through.
Yeah, don't
Just
when
not
shit
it's a
get thick.
convenience.
When it's a convenience, because you grew up with us. Then when it's some
gonna
on some
fight your
race
own
shit
against us.
Now you on the side of your
Because
nationality.
if your power ain't strong enough to stop it from happening, you have to pick a side.
Yeah.
You just put in that scenario where it has to take place. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, but do you really have to?
Nope.
Just like you don't have to say my nigga.
I mean, you can step. It's always shit to deal with. If you step back out of the scenario, say, "Hey, y'all handle that shit." If y'all ain't trying to,
I mean, you're gonna deal with something on either side, because even if you if you stood on the side of right, it's still gonna be somebody on the side of right that feel like, hell no, you ain't black. Or whatever,
And I ain't tripping.
you know
I ain't
what I'm
tripping
saying?
on my side.
Right.
Y'all let the white man do what he want. Y'all better shut the fuck up.
Right.
Because I'm being fair.
For real,
Being
for real.
fair.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right. I think one of the biggest things is how we internalize it. You know what I mean? Like once we hear, how do we feel about ourselves?
That part.
As long as we not limited, like, you know what I mean?
you know
'Cause
what?
We were made
I can't-
comfortable to
we can
say
be
it
so
before
much.
we even learned why it was a bad word in the first
Right.
place.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny that you say that, Kay, because I had a conversation with there was like a video a while back where there was a Uber or a Lyft driver that was calling somebody black in the backseat like a bag of, hands with the ER, and the internet was like in an uproar because this person didn't react as they felt like they should have for what they were being called. And I laughed because I said, although I have never been in a situation like that, if a Caucasian person called me the N-word with the ER at the end, I mean, I wouldn't want them to call me either one of them, but more specifically with the ER at the end. I would not react I wouldn't react the way that black people would want me to react.
Yeah.
And it's because, and I've consistently said this, one, it don't take nothing from me. That don't bother me at all.
You're not about to give that power.
I'm not giving it the power, because the only thing that gives it the power is my reaction.
Intention.
Outside of that, what I be telling people is, look at the energy they're giving when they're saying it.
Man.
It's like a monster creeping up out of them.
Yeah.
They are just like,
But it's their
internally
coming out of them.
disturbed.
It's their ancestors.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
And
they're
it's-
just
it's-
like
it's-
engrossly disturbed by it, and they want to throw it onto you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're throwing up right now, salivating and they want to throw it on you. I'm like,
They're not
you
good.
can keep that. I don't want
Yeah.
that.
But it's cool.
It's a whole ass
laugh at
thing.
you. But let
See-
me tell you, my mama told me, arm's reach. You know what
As
I'm
long
saying?
as you don't come within that,
As long as you
you
don't come
safe.
within arm's reach, we good.
But now you got Karens doing that. So what is there
So,
going to be a
when
reaction
Karen
in?
do that, I'm knocking Karen to the ground.
Why you just
period.
can't walk away?
I could walk away.
Then walk away. Let her
but
get in
a
your
lot of
face.
but a lot of these Karens is walking up.
How much you gonna take a pursuit?
I'm
let
not
her.
taking a pursuit.
I'm just saying.
I'm asking you personally.
Let me
How
tell you,
much
you know
of a
what?
pursuit
If
you
you
gonna
can,
take?
if you
Hey,
gonna
let me
reincarnate,
keep it-
if you gonna reincarnate your ancestors, try me if you want. I'm gonna reincarnate mine.
I'm finna tell you, let me keep it a buck. Let me keep it a
Man.
buck. Karen is going off right here. She calling me all kind of
In your shit.
ER. No, she's here. She's here.
Okay,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let her know you need to step back. Cause see, for me, what's important is that in this situation, I move as properly as I can, because I know what I'm
To
capable
avoid.
of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I hear you. Girl, you need to back up. I'm gonna move myself.
Yeah.
She walk up, girl, you need to back up. She gonna move a little closer. I'm
That's
about to
it.
knock her the
That's
fuck
it.
out.
You get two.
Because
you get two
now,
times.
and my mama would say you don't even get two. But I'm gonna give you grace and give you two. But now at this point, I am in fear of my life.
Because you keep pressing.
You keep pressing.
You
So
the
I'm about
aggressor.
to knock your off. You know what I'm saying? But some words, I can't allow that to move me, because there's so much more that comes with this whole engagement.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I would like to see us get to a point where we are more emotionally evolved to where that is not what triggers us.
Yeah.
My physical being is a threat. Now I'm fucking you off. But some words.
That's hard
It-
because it's different. Like you say, you ain't never experienced that.
Yes.
Now people in the South, combat that because it was different for them, and it still is to this
But
day.
you know what? Some people on the
you
South,
get caught at any moment. Like you could be in a terrible mood and they catch you, and what's your reaction gonna be then? You ain't gonna have that time frame to say, let me take a step back. You already activated.
And see, that's what I'm saying. For me personally, that's my own personal works that has taken place.
Yeah, for sure.
So
for sure.
There's a wide range of things that will not move me like they used to. You know what I'm saying? But what I've come to settle with within myself is the idea that a person can say whatever they want to say.
Yeah.
Because it's not making nor breaking me.
Yeah, exactly.
Those words.
But I dare you to do what you think
But I
you want
dare
to do.
you
Yeah.
to even flinch like you are. I'm about to knock your block off.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
But I have to be able to navigate and control myself, because that means that at any given time in any space, black, white, Asian, yellow, alien, monkey, whatever, can say something that will cause me to move out of where I'm at, and I ought not to allow anybody to have that much power over me.
And I believe we're emotionally driven beings because of the detriment and pain and degradation we've been through.
Yeah.
People ain't been through that shit. I don't give a fuck what nations y'all bring up. They ain't been through the type of shit, man. It's horrific. So I believe that's why we're emotional driven.
Of course.
But to hear you say that is that's powerful. That's powerful.
Have you ever seen a white person use that word and not get the response
On video.
of making the black person angry?
Yeah, on video.
They want to
Hell yeah.
explode. You know what I'm saying? Like
Every time.
that. But you have that.
You see him killing them.
And they hoping for an explosion.
Yeah.
Because then they're satisfied. And I'm not even about to give you that satisfaction.
That's
I'm going to
good,
let you sit and burn up and explode. Just don't let your explosion cross my boundary.
Yeah.
And a lot of them it eats. That's why I'll be telling people, look at the energy they're bringing when they sit. It's eating them up.
That's their ancestors. That's that demon.
They want to counterattack. Like they expecting that.
The counterattack is going to feed what they're feeling. Is going to feed that monster. I am not about to feed that monster, but if you step close enough, I will feed all this fist.
Hold that break. And speaking of feeding, we're going to feed these sponsorships.
Yes.
Tap into this commercial break. And man, we'll be back. Cultural appropriation and patio politics. Yes, sir.
Outside.
A culmination of powerful properties that create balance and produce good energy. Cultivating a culture of mindfulness is a daily battle. We target your inner me. Physiological effects, change you can truly feel. Aesthetically pleasing on the surface, but handmade to help you heal.
You are now rocking with the Patio PolitiCz.
We back.
You mad.
You're violent.
You've embodied the idea that you better than me.
Yeah.
Now I'm about to show you these hands.
Yeah. Time to be beneath me. Time to get low.
Yeah.
Cultural appropriation.
I'm disrespectful at the mall. So if that's what we doing and that's what we gonna take it, all
That's
right,
what
for
we
sure.
on.
I'm gonna give you all the disrespect. You just better hope you don't get the opportunity to feel this disrespect, because it's gonna be worse than any word that I can say back to you.
And then it ties down to, man, the entitlement. You know, them white people, man,
How dare.
it's so many years of just like that whole teacher's pet thing, law's pet, government's pet shit with them. Everything goes in their favor. So, you know, they've been using them words, man, as sticks and stones for many years and centuries and decades.
Outside of us not pushing the issue, what else do you think would make it comfortable for them to do the things that we do, say the things that we say?
Be around people.
Well, for one,
the friends and all that.
I was gonna say too, they have no reason to
Not.
I won't say they don't have no reason to fear us. They know what would happen if we rose up together. But like they know that they can get away with shit.
We easily forgiving people.
And yeah, I was gonna say, and we're easily forgiving.
Yeah.
Because we forgive them after George Floyd and shit, you know.
Did we?
No, I'm saying, but I'm not we here in this room, but I'm
No,
saying,
I mean just as a collective.
you got people
know
out
about
there.
that one.
You got people
I
out there
wouldn't
that
say-
was willing to.
Because I feel finances
They- what?
bring
They
about
just let it go or moved from it.
selective memory.
Or how is it
Yeah.
gonna be dealt with? What they gonna do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They
I mean-
they like
and,
let
and
it
we
fade.
buy into we buy into when they give us them bullshit stories about how they're not their ancestors or things aren't like it was, you know, and people in those spaces take that shit, or they don't explain like the way we're taught in our Pan-African studies classes. They give emotional responses a lot of times, which then is like giving in, similar to what you were saying when you get called a name, you know, instead of articulating. So like, and not to even go.
What
off
color
my
was
tan-
your Pan-African teacher?
All black.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never had a white one, but there were white ones.
I had.
You did?
You talking about Glocky?
Yeah, man.
Glocky was good.
I love Glocky though, man. I love Glocky.
So he would get the pass. then?
She.
to say the N word?
Nah.
to come to the
Oh,
cookout.
no.
Come to the cookout.
Hell yeah. Because she grew up. She grew up around black folks. I'm gonna say that for sure. That.
Well, I would say
Is that the
I
only
would say
ticket?
Jane
I didn't
Elliott.
say N word.
Is that the?
I say Jane Elliott. She's invited. She's invited.
Is that
to
the only
cookout.
ticket
What you mean?
to come to the cookout? Like you got to been raised in the soil.
Nope. I say none of.
Like with Tina Marie?
And she got work in the community though.
Nope.
She got work in
I
the
say
community
no.
for sure.
I say none.
Still
Right.
no.
No.
Even if
And
they
you
putting
wanna
on
know
for the
why?
community,
Is
Put
that
on
like-
for the
so when
community
we-
outside the gate.
So when we think about the
Do
cookout,
that too, though.
is that
Do that
like
too.
inviting
You're not
them?
coming in-
where
you're
it's
not
like,
coming to the cookout.
You know, hey, you go
No,
stand
no,
over there
that's
in the
not
corner.
what
Like
we
you don't
do.
get to be in the festivities, but you could grab you a plate. You know,
and the cookout is in the cookout.
We'll bring you the plate. as
I'm
we're
thinking of like a
leaving.
family
Nah,
barbecue.
If you bringing a plate, they're outside the gate.
Nah,
Here.
fuck that. If you in the field with us, you can come to that.
No, you cannot.
You come to the backyard.
You're not.
But I'm saying,
Why do you say
go
no?
to the
We just
backyard,
gotta learn
like,
how to
all right,
keep
you
them in
know,
they-
Here, you get
Nope.
your little.
Keep
They don't
them
have
in
a
they-
section.
They don't. Nope. Don't
But
have
but
one.
Justin
do got
Timberlake, he
They out
can
here
come.
calling you nigga.
He can come to the backyard.
Those are the ones.
Can Justin Timberlake come to the backyard?
A lot of
No.
people gonna invite him
No.
They are gonna invite him.
No, he cannot.
and cater to
Robin
him. On
Thicke.
top of that,
No.
a lot of people gonna invite him and cater to him.
He's not.
J Lo.
No. No.
Niggas gonna invite
Fat,
him.
Fat
Serena
Joe.
Williams'
No.
husband.
Fat Joe.
No.
Serena
No.
Williams' husband.
No.
Why is it a strong no for you?
It's a strong no because as a community, as a collective, we need to create boundaries. We have to have distinct boundaries. Otherwise, anything that we attempt to create will continue to fall. We are going to have those who look like us that still are on the side of the other. And we'll have to navigate that as it come. But people need to understand that what's for us is for us. And as long as we continue to give them the pass,
Yeah.
that's why you're going to continue to get things that are appropriated and us not get any acknowledgement from it. We are the only culture, we are the only quote unquote race of people who give the cookout pass. And over time, you're supposed to know better and do better. We have watched over and over again in our history in America, our people have extended the pass because they're out here on the front line with us. We've extended the pass because this is that person's mate or whatever it is. And one way or the other, eventually something creeps up in some kind of way. It costs us. We can navigate it better and have less likely of an issue the less get your hand out of my pocket kind of people we have in the space.
Yeah.
Period. We
But
have to create spaces that are just for us, and that is okay.
What about half
only reason I disagree with that, because other cultures that are connected to us spiritually. You got the Latinos.
Then we will have a.
Go
ahead.
Yeah. Because I'm talking about, if that's the case, then Assata Shakur wouldn't be where she's at right now. She would be assassinated. She wouldn't be allowed to come to the backyard in Cuba, where she's protected, where she's treated like a goddess.
Escape prison.
She escaped prison, and Fidel and them come home. Bet you they won't come over here.
Out of bondage.
5.
Out of bondage.
I disagree with that.
Do you think
Well,
that?
shit,
like,
I
those
don't.
would be- those
Because-
would be-
Let me tell you why.
those would be necessary
Listen,
sacrifices. 5.
Listen, y'all. I think maybe y'all are misinterpreting what I'm saying. We can have collectives that come together and create bonds and unity. We can have that.
So that's a different space.
That's a different space. We need to have spaces where it's just
Us.
for us. Now, if we got a Latin community over here, we have an Asian community over here, whatever, and we all talking about working together, that's cool. Then we can come together at this table right here, but I'm not letting you in over here in the intricacies of what we have going on, because we need that space for ourselves.
What about
That's
half-breeds?
okay.
Stay the fuck out of Wakanda.
Nah, see, but that
Huh?
a lot of people like that movie, but they let a white man come in there and they saved him.
Did they let him come in there, or he just found his way in?
they let him come.
Nah, they let him
took
come.
in
They
there.
let him
That's why
come.
they was mad.
They could have took him out. They could have took him out.
They coulda
But
let him die.
this is about us being still easily forgiving people.
Exactly. We need that.
But I believe a lost culture who's not strongly identified themselves have to have strong allies.
And I'm not saying that we shouldn't have allies. We should have allies.
Because to
Yeah,
me
we just
that's
need spaces.
to me that's
Only-
I think I can see what both y'all are saying.
that's Assata escaping, and they like, hold up, and the women over there like, nah, she ain't cute, she ain't Cuban.
So what's
But
the
that's-
rule? What's the
See,
rule for
I
half breeds?
hear what both of y'all are saying though, because at
Yeah.
the end of the day,
You
if
said half breeds?
Yeah.
if you got
Who's black?
It depends. I was just going to say that.
Why do we always do that?
Because we have to do that. Because in
Who's
our
black, the
history,
mother or the father?
it has
The five.
shown that when we don't do that, it costs
mom's
us
black.
more.
But 5. Wouldn't you say that? Okay, because I hear what
Show
both
that.
of y'all are saying, but wouldn't you say that for us to have those allies, you have to have those allies that will check their other kind and respect us before we can completely call them an ally?
So you think anybody in Cuba disrespect the Assata Shakur?
I'm
I mean,
sure
I know
there are
that's your
some.
example, but I'm
You
saying like
sure they are some?
I'm sure there are some.
No.
Not you're never gonna have a
right.
complete group of people that all agree on the same thing. I'm sure
Of
there are
course,
some.
that's
I'm
like
sure
that with
there are some
anybody.
Cuban people there that feel like I don't want this black lady here.
But is she
majority
being
of-
made felt uncomfortable?
I don't know. We would have to ask Assata.
In the space that they
reality
created
is-
for her, probably not.
In the space, but in the collective, I'm sure that she's run into some people that didn't care that she was there. Because at one point or another, once they found out she was there, I'm sure there's been some conflict between America
Gringo
and
is a
Cuba.
real term.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's always
So-
been a conflict with America and everybody that fucks with black people in America.
that's true.
It's always that
That
the
is well.
media has perpetuated.
So then they get to extend it or make it even deeper by saying, oh, well, y'all got her over there. Now we don't like y'all even more. And some people are going to bite that. All I'm saying is when you have, when you're talking about creating pockets of allies or groups of allies, we are not going to get into that space and thrive if we haven't already had our own space over here to
thrive
discuss
in.
what we're talking about, how we're bringing it. Otherwise, what you get is us coming into the space with these other people. Now we're hashing out black people stuff in front of these other people. We never get anything really outlined and solidified for us.
Giving
We need personal
more time and space
space.
to take.
We need
our own home
personal
base.
time, place, and space to navigate and outline and deal with our little.
But will
flows
we
and-
ever deal with it?
Yeah.
We've been dealing with this shit for
Listen,
years.
if we talking about we can deal with it with allies, then yes, we need to be able to deal with it within ourselves. But we haven't gotten to the point where
Why she didn't go to
people
Africa
are
then?
not saying, because how the fuck was she gonna get there?
She got to Cuba.
She got to Cuba. That's easier to get to than Africa. I'm just saying.
Maybe
And
we just need to be consistent.
maybe what we need to do
Need to be
first is,
accountable.
as a collective, be accountable for the idea that we need our own space. Why is everybody so ready to say, no, let's not do? We need that.
I agree.
Because there are things within the Black community that we have not addressed as a collective. So we're not going to be successful teaming up with anybody else
Unless we learn
until
how to
we get to that.
Ooh,
Because we
Now,
gotta buy
never on the same
Asada
team.
got to go over there to
Do y'all see?
Cuba.
But do y'all
because
see us
at
being
the
on the same
time-
page?
We
We
don't
can
never
get
be.
there.
We can.
Do
But
you
we
see
gotta
it?
get-
It's a yes or no.
Yes.
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 With the starting with the family unit.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Now, back when Asada went over to
I-
Cuba,
I
think about
disagree,
what was
but-
happening. Why?
It's gonna take a lot.
We're
It's go-
sitting
it's-
in the
it's
in
gonna-
the space today, doing it right now.
But
I'm talking
more,
about us. I'm talking about
more
us
people
as a nation.
consistently.
we are the nation. We are the change makers.
Even
You said that.
even in the nation, there's corruption.
Of course.
It's
and
gonna take a
listen,
lot.
we'll never get to deal with that corruption if we bring everybody else to the table.
I see what he's saying, because why haven't we done it already?
Because of all the other things that we've had to come up out of. People have to still give Black people that. We got to give ourselves that grace.
How much grace we need?
We need enough grace to be able to pull ourselves up out of the shit that
Because
we've
every
already
time
been
somebody
buried
step up
in.
to get that grace period and bring us together, we, our own,
Yes.
Bring them down.
no, we kill them.
Yeah, bring them
Because
down.
of the indoctrination. We gotta evolve through that. And only time is going to help you to evolve
think I see
through
what
that.
5 is
How did
getting
we
at.
get to here, though?
I think I see what
How
five
did we
is.
get to here?
Select few know how to work together, but
Man.
we all need to learn how
did
to
we
do so.
how did we get to here? How did we get in this room?
And then for every
Reprogramming
five,
that he used.
we are an evolution of the things that have already happened. Spiritually, we are an evolution of things that have already taken place with Black people today. So I will never say that we're not going to get there, because as things happen, you evolve. Our communities are slowly evolving because people are starting to wake up. There's a lot of things happening in the world that's sparking like, oh shit, we need to not be doing this. It's just going to take time because we have been up under so much stuff
in this lifetime.
in just this lifetime.
Nah. And I'm saying it from a reality sense. I mean, I got faith. It's just,
Are you sure?
It's a lot of catching up to do, though.
It is a lot of catching
A
up to
lot.
do, and that's why we need to give ourselves grace in the
Centuries.
idea that because everybody else has not had to come up out of this,
it's gonna have everything's gonna have to burn down before it's rebuilt.
and that's what's happening right now.
Is it?
Yes, they're playing with the food. What does that mean? People are starting to realize they got to go back and start growing their own food. They're seeing that our communities are dying, our men are dying, our children are dying, and it's waking people up, and they're saying, damn, we got to fix this. We got to figure it out. Yes, it's burning right now.
Our man been
Babylon
dying.
is
Our man been dying.
Listen, our men have been dying, but they have been dying in a society that was saying, well, we're going to talk about it over here. Now in today, 2023,
These men were killed by us.
of course.
See, no.
Because of the indoctrination
But
of
was
what
that
was
really our
happening.
fault?
It was not. And that's what I'm saying. If I take a hamster and put it on a track, and from birth to age 18, I'm running it through the same course, when I open that side door, it's gonna
run that
it's gonna
course.
run that course. It's gonna run that course until something evolves. That's the reality of being human. In time, everything is going to evolve. Sometimes shit has to be burned down in order for it to happen to trigger the masses. But until then, you have sparks of light everywhere. Sparks of light are sitting in this room. That's why we sit in here with this ministry, to be able to spark in other people what needs to be sparked, and that evolves into a greater us. We need the space. We need to give ourselves grace and at least the understanding that we're coming up out of stuff. So I don't have to keep talking about the fact that a Black man pulled the trigger on Malcolm X. It's a part of our history, but I don't need to keep talking about that because we already know why that Black man pulled the trigger. We know the indoctrination already. What do we do to navigate that in a different way?
I don't know,
Saying this
because
to say-
more Black men were killed by other Black men.
So saying that to say though, if we do get our own space, what's to protect us from that happening again?
Thank you.
Starting with stuff like not inviting niggas that ain't
I mean, but
How
if,
do you know
if,
that?
if,
How
we're,
do you
if we're
know
already
that?
against
I'm
each other,
saying that if,
Making
if,
an
if a black
example.
man, if a black
Yes.
man
So-
already done smoked
Yes,
another
yes,
black
yes.
man and he was in,
Hanging them in front of the other fucking
if you
snakes.
remember what I said
That's
earlier,
what I feel.
if you remember what I said earlier,
You gotta
I
weed
said
'em out.
Listen,
That's when they gonna come out.
That's why I said, if you remember what I said earlier, I said, of course, we're going to have some that look like us that are still playing for the other side.
Yes.
Right? But if I let anybody into the cookout with us, there's more of them than just the few that was going to be there. Now, what we have to do after that is use what we learned from our ancestors and the storyline before us to be able to use our discernment and navigate it differently. I don't want to have to worry about 15 of them when it could just be 5 that just look like us.
You said learn from our past, right?
Systematically though, realistically though, that'd be difficult as hell.
Because you saying learn from the past. I trust other races more than I trust a
and
nigga.
That's a problem.
But how when it's
and
our
why?
own?
Because
how when it's our own that's destroyed our people, and these men are either scot-free or nothing. They was not destroyed. They wasn't beat by our people or nothing. How people let Malcolm X get killed in front of all these black people and nothing happened to these men?
Because who sent the man? And what kind of covering?
We know who sent them.
It's never been our ploy.
What kind of covering did they have after they did that? Look how long it took for somebody to put a face to the man that pulled the trigger on Malcolm X. That's because he had the covering of the people who sent him there.
It's that fear shit. He shouldn't have got out.
Listen,
he shouldn't have got out.
That's another part of it too.
He shouldn't have got out.
We'll never get a chance to get to that.
So how will we learn from that?
From the fear part of it?
From a nigga killing a strong black man that was going to change the face of our culture.
Yeah.
We have to navigate and identify how did they get him?
It's habitual.
How did they get him? It's gonna keep happening.
Like Kay said, that's hard as fuck to do.
That's not hard. That's not hard to say.
If it's not hard, then why haven't we done it?
You know, Fred Hampton is.
We have had to evolve out of the indoctrination of things. That's why.
What do you mean by this indoctrination? Because I'm certain they're confused like I am. Break that down so I can understand.
The indoctrination of black people has been the complete breakdown of us as a unit and system, meaning we don't need our men. We need everybody outside of that. The man that looks like me is my enemy. I cannot trust him to keep me safe, to take my kids down the street or anything else. There's no value in the person that looks like me, and I ought not to give them any respect. That's just a baseline of some of the indoctrination. So when you have exactly, and that's why I'm saying,
is that a lie?
Huh? It didn't used to be
Is that a lie, though?
It didn't used to be a lie.
When was that used to?
Before us.
What's before us? I need a time frame.
T's great grandparents.
So
3 generations.
Well,
3 generations back.
Okay.
And you know why?
You sure when 5 slaves are getting ready to escape with their family, and the house nigga go tell master, they trying to escape.
And why did he do that?
Hours.
Why did he do that? Because of an indoctrination.
Because he was a snake.
No.
What was the indoctrination then?
The indoctrination right there was, I took you and I told you that you were better than him because I let you in my house. I made you think that you were a part of the family, so to speak, so that you would tell me when they did something. That broke down the communication between black people, and that made a superiority or a hierarchy of the people in the space. So you felt like, I'm going to stay on the side of the master because he chose me, and that helped to break it down. So when you evolve that indoctrination, today you're going to get black people continuing to fight. You're going to get a black man shooting Malcolm X because somebody has gotten into, first of all, he's already been indoctrinated with the idea that me and you, even though we look the same, we not the same.
400 years of this.
400.
You think
at this point, ain't we at like 500 years? Shouldn't we be at 500 years?
We got some dudes in jail
500.
that's untouched mentally, like who's still going through some of the brainwashing process.
We got a lot.
Gang banging and got worse.
I'm just saying that I hear you, but it sounds the equivalent of us allowing one of those white people into the cookout. We still gonna have the same type of security.
He just blackface.
It's not.
It's the same type of security.
Let's take a break.
We gotta let them think that they're in power.
We all we still can be infiltrated.
We can. Anybody can.
That's the same security.
Not if our discernment is right.
What I'm saying is it breaks down the probability of it being greater if we shut out the other motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We still, in every space, you gonna have some motherfucker that's just
But what about like the Italians? When you violate in the Italian mob family, you're done.
Remember we had
and that scares other
we talked
snakes
about
to
that.
say, fuck that. I was going to tell,
Listen.
but I bet not if I
Right.
want me and my family
And you know
to
why?
live. And they make examples. We have not made an example out of anybody. I don't give a fuck if you attach to the FBI, DEA, CIA,
Listen.
NBA.
But what you said is the reason why.
What?
Because in the mafia, that as a culture of people have not been indoctrinated with the fear that black people have. Black people are just now beginning to get up out of the fear that has been put into at least the last 3 generations of if I say something, it's going to cost me my life. That's why you have people telling their kids certain ways to navigate because they're fearing that their life is in jeopardy.
That trauma
These
gotta
other
stop.
people out here,
It's never
don't
going
have-
to stop.
It will. These
It got
people
to.
out here don't
got to,
have
yeah.
that same fear. Because the last 3 generations of them, it's been solidly said that this is how we moving. They haven't had to get up out of some fear first.
But we live
where
in a-
the whole world is pushing that on
We
them.
live in a year of cowardice.
So you're saying like plant a seed and rely on that seed.
I'm saying the
even
seed
though-
has already been planted. We are the evolution of that seed.
Well, I'm only saying that.
Hold on.
In the sense that
we're going to go to break. Hold that. And then we're going to come right into it. Patio politics. Yeah.
Spicy.
You are now rocking with the Patio PolitiCz.
Yes, sir. We back. Yes, sir. We live. We here.
We outside.
Man,
yeah.
We outside while we inside.
Right before the break, I was addressing. So you were saying the seed has already been planted.
Yes.
So looking at it in that context, not to get too deep, but I think, tell me if I'm wrong, what I'm getting at, what y'all are saying is that we've done that plenty of times, but somebody's still going to come in and try to steal the crop, or somebody's still
snitching.
the seed is always managing to get tainted.
Snakes.
Not
And-
only that,
and
T,
we
but
can't-
we live in a day we edify motherfuckers that are in pocket.
That's true.
Yeah, because
Now I can say names, but man, we idolize these motherfuckers. We reshare them. We want to quote they shit, and they're in pocket too to
that's
keep
a
us
part
in
of the
line.
indoctrination.
Man, but nah, Malcolm X wasn't in pocket. Khalid Muhammad wasn't in pocket. Fred Hampton wasn't in pocket.
Right.
That's why they got assassinated.
Of course it was.
But so why do we edify the snake?
We can't. Who's edifying the snake?
What?
When's
More
that
of us than
happening?
less than
More
us.
of us.
I mean,
yeah,
you're talking about
everywhere.
today.
Yeah.
I think I'm just making sure.
Yes.
I'm
No, yeah.
asking about time
Yeah.
periods today, but today,
Yes.
that's happening because of all the other, like you keep saying, they took the slave, they, you know what I'm saying, they hung him, they beat him, to whatever. There's the example. We have continuously been indoctrinated with the martyr mindset in our culture. People are used to us having a leader and then him or her being killed.
So let me ask you
So
something
it's
too.
embedded
Him,
into the culture.
him,
because the men are on
him.
the forefront.
Yep.
Okay. Remember,
It's embedded in the culture. So if that's embedded in the culture, that means that you're teaching fear too, because you don't want your kid to be that one. We are just now getting into a time period now where black people are saying, I don't give up what y'all talking about. This is what we doing. We got 19 keys out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have people out here that are actually moving in it. And it's because something has evolved within them. That's what's going to overall change the culture. It's the light beings that are coming through. We've had them before, but we've also seen what happened when they didn't get covered. Now, going back to that whole idea of it's a whole group of us, you know, as black people, we came together. This is our space, but there's still going to be a person or two in there that look like us that's going to pull the gun and, you know what I'm saying, or be the infiltrative spirit in the space. But if we've already come together in that collective and decided, just like you said, the mafia, that when you do this, this is what happens, that's what's going to happen. That hasn't been what's been the case in our history before because people hadn't seen it yet. They're just finding out now in the last 10 years or so.
Anybody can get a book, read it, get a turban, and start talking now. What are they really doing? What's real in the field?
Yeah, be Django.
I agree.
So
everybody want to be a gangbanger, but what have you done in the streets?
I agree with that.
What have you done?
And that's why you have to learn to use.
Got to be a team of mercenaries.
You have to learn to use your evolutionary mind in collaboration with the history that you know to be. So then you know how to move and how to navigate it. And that's the purpose of history. There are going to be things that happen right now that have never happened before. So 2 generations ahead of us are going to be able to look at that and say, okay, well, that worked and that didn't work. Let's take that and let's evolve it to the next.
And you see it happening with this day and age.
I also want to ask
the transgenders and all. You see that happening.
We getting weaker.
And our men are depleted because why?
Yes, I do see it happening.
You still see it?
Just holding out hope, huh?
No, it's not hope. Y'all are
see it
missing what I'm saying.
He
said everything need to burn down for something else to happen.
And
every
because
little
it's burning
pocket of
down
things
right
that
now.
y'all are seeing, that y'all like, man, this shit is just. They're happening because it's a part of what's igniting. It's a part of what's feeding the flame.
And the real gonna survive.
The world's gonna survive. The world is absolutely going to survive, but what happens from that survival is an evolution of people in general.
Like
what you're seeing with all this, with the trans and all of that kind of stuff.
So a reset button.
And you think we'll live to see
exactly
it? You think it's going to be in our lifetime?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Will we get to be able to enjoy it?
I guess I'm gonna be 180.
I was gonna say I'll
be 300 years old.
15.
I say
I'm gonna stay. I got in my blood.
Give me the CMOS, baby.
You know why? You know why I said that we will be able to see it, because we're gonna realize and embody the fact that we don't have to experience the world in the way that the world is executing itself. I can create my own community and navigate and set up my own community and use the people around me that are in the same space and place and mindset as I can. And I will absolutely get to experience that. I don't have to embody the shit that everybody is doing out in the world at all. Before, we were susceptible to that because of the position that we were put in our society. Today, I'm a free ass motherfucking woman. Thanks and praises to my ancestors and the Most High. I get to decide that I want to buy this, don't do this, and do this, and then call y'all and say, hey,
this the move.
This the move. Y'all in or y'all out.
So let me
and move accordingly. And live my life in peace until I'm 100 and never have to entertain the totality of what they playing with outside.
Okay, let me ask y'all this, because something that I guess I can say I noticed, not just while I was a student in school, but even in the schools now, that I feel like also affects this issue. A lot of people don't have their great grandparents to even learn from, as I did, right? I remember being back in school, there were plenty of black people who didn't even want to take Pan-African Studies classes, right? Now, just like he said about anybody can grab a turban and a book and preach some stuff, right? So what I see
more a hat with an ankh and
so I see a lot of people. What they do is they pick up something that they feel sensitive to, but then again, we don't even I've looked at my students several times nowadays, and I'm like, you know what? Y'all don't even know what an era is like without technology. You only have ever seen screens. So what I'm getting at with that is, to everything we're saying, I think I agree more with 5 in the fact that, like, it may seem like we can get there, but I don't even see enough of our people that are as thirsty
we ain't setting enough fires. We ain't setting enough.
We talking about here, Shanga.
Have you been everywhere in America?
We ain't talking about here.
Where?
LA, South Central.
Have you been everywhere in LA?
Yes, LA County and outside.
Yes, I've been to my fair share.
Yes, we have.
Because y'all ain't been in some of the circles and places that I've been in, so you haven't.
Well, and what are these and there's leaders in these circles?
Yes.
And what are they doing?
Is it spreading?
It's spreading. And
then why we ain't seen it?
Are they men?
You see me.
They're women. Or men?
What are these?
Y'all big me up often.
But have we
About the
seen?
evolution of me, and I am a product of those people in those leaderships and places
Are
and
they-
spaces.
So how
Are they-
come we
are
only
they-
just see you and not everybody else?
because
Like, where's the rest
y'all
of the
don't be
tribe?
coming through to the stuff that I be having going
And
on.
5.
Are they down here talking to the soldiers,
And Mac.
the young
Yes.
gangbangers?
Yes.
What the change need to be.
Yes, they
That's what
are.
it is.
Now
Yes,
5.
they
We
are.
need to be
and
talking
Mac,
to
and
the
Mac.
soldiers.
Yes,
And Mac,
they
do y'all
are.
think that it's important, like I was saying, about how thirsty
Not
they
just
are
on one
also-
side, Shanga. On every side. On the east side. Are they in the bottoms? Yeah.
They are.
No, they not. Don't do that.
What
No,
are you
they're
talking
not.
about?
No, they're not.
I got one right now. I can call you.
I know a bunch of advocates on the east side from where I grew up at say don't nobody come here. That's why they do the shit they do.
Nah.
And yes, they
well,
do.
I know some.
Yes, they do.
I sit in grid meetings with some of them.
From my side where
From
I'm
your
from.
side.
Where was these people when you got
You see how you knocking these people?
I'm not because if you
He's
gonna
asking a
cover
question.
There.
if you gonna cover SC, cover both sides.
They there.
Nah, man. Not
They
if an
there.
advocate on the east side got to ask all the east side games to go stand and protect black young men and young girls go inside of a school, because a Latino gang is threatening them and saying racist shit. And he's asking a small part of the east side, the low bottoms. That's where I'm from. It's 3 parts. You got the low bottoms, you got the middle of the east side. That's where K and them at, and then you got Watts. That's the east side in its entirety. So you're talking about from the 20s all the way down to the 100s. This dude from the low bottoms is asking all the east side gangs because he said he wasn't getting no feedback from the west side gangs because of old pastime beef.
I can believe that.
But come on. So you see change and niggas can't even break that change?
I see them actually slowly doing that.
We don't have time for that.
You're talking about
when
anyway.
our young
It's time
brothers
for
and
affirmative
sisters
action
are
right now.
are getting death threats to come in school to learn.
Listen, that's the whole idea of everybody playing their part. Whoever that person is that's saying, I don't see this need being fulfilled, and he's pulling the people that he knows, he's fulfilling his part because everybody's not going to cover and touch every area. It's just not going to happen. That's unrealistic. But when you have a person who sees the need and he's a light, I just finished talking about the light.
So
I don't agree with that. If Fred Hampton from Little Ass Chicago never been out can touch Cuba and Cuba want to get in contact with him. He's never been outside of Chicago.
According to what you said, though,
Shanga,
Shanga.
and how that navigated for it to be, though.
How if I read the book?
He started.
Yes, he did, but he's never been to Cuba. So you're saying
Right, that's what I'm saying.
There's
He's
other
never-
are there
he's
other
never
states though outside of Chicago that's surrounding that radius?
Yeah.
Okay, how far is the low bottoms from the west side of LA?
Man,
I don't know.
10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Listen.
10 minutes?
Straight up century.
Also, but hold on,
taking
Shanga.
into account is the other stuff that you just said.
What? Oh.
That there's going to be that there's already underlying issues between these two spaces. So even if somebody from the West wanted to go over there, the politics of it says that that's not going to happen because they're not going to listen.
So
it needs to be somebody over there that has connection in the space to say, hey, for them to listen and to come and pull together.
Shanga,
I agree.
That means it's
you
happening.
can forget a white man. You can forget
on this.
You can forget a white man. You can forget that shit.
That part you said about
we forgive a white man for what he do. Why the gang
happen.
shit can't be forgiven?
So then how are we supposed to know like when is the
It's happening.
when there's more progress than damage being done? For instance, when shit like that happens.
Say that again.
How are we supposed to know that there's more progress than damage being done? Because like he said, if we don't have time for that. If something happens and people are holding old beefs and then other people get killed in the process and then they find out, well, y'all didn't go over there and help because of some old beefs. So has there been more progress made than help?
You can see the progress being made by the brother.
Than harm, I mean?
You can see the progress being made by the brother who said that there's a need, and he went and pulled people from, like he said, if he talking about there's an issue in the low bottoms, but he pulled all of the east over here to
we
go.
don't have the resources like that on my side of town. We don't.
Listen.
I'm just saying we don't have the
What do you
resources.
mean?
Well, no, 'cause
we
five
do not have the.
resources are
To what you
there.
said, I'm like, okay,
The resources
how
are
many
there.
people are actually going to look at it?
The resources are not housed right there in the low bottoms, but you just
Shanga.
said he put. Listen,
Five.
hold on.
Wait,
hold
five.
on.
How many
I
people are
will
going to
say
look at him
though,
as a
said-
when it
hero,
comes to the
though?
gang intervention work, it goes so far. It goes so far because
Why?
then we have the big homie and the little homie transition.
So that's
you
why-
know,
And that's
the
the
big
difference.
homies. That's the
So that's what I'm
representatives.
saying.
different.
So that's what I'm
Battalion.
saying. If you already got that going on within your circle of space, people coming from the west side is not going to be able to help you yet.
Which leads to the fact
So that means that light over there in the space that sees the need and got the connections over here in
Right.
Watts or wherever,
Pick up your
he pulls
position.
it together. That's the only way
gonna
that it's
take
gonna
more than
happen.
one man.
And hope though. And
Of
hope.
course it is.
For sure that.
But
For sure that.
it
We're gonna
took
bang that.
one man to pick up the phone and say,
Get it
"Kay,
started.
over there, you know what I'm saying, in the hundreds, Mac over there in Watts, listen, this is what's going on over here, bro." Because in every space there is a light. In every space there's a light. When you start pulling those lights together is when you illuminate things. So if there's nobody in the low bottoms, that light over there, wherever he's from, he's saying, I see that need and I know that I got the juice to pull from over here and pull from over there. And that's how you make things happen. That's how you evolve it. I see it happening on the West. I got the inside on it, but I've also seen it happen on the
Have you
East.
been to the East Side though? You can't say we ain't
You
been in
didn't-
circles
you
that you
didn't
ain't.
finish.
Have you been over there
You didn't
though,
let me
Shonda?
finish. I
I'm
was
saying,
just
have-
about to say.
Okay.
I've been.
You said
on the-
you did
I
say
started with
y'all
the
ain't been in
West.
circles. Have you been to where I'm from?
Listen, I was about to say, I have been around to hear and see. Now, I don't know every, you know what I'm saying, OG that's at the table and it's specifically where they from, but I can say that I've been at the table and I've been in ears, you know, range of conversation.
Where's this table?
Huh?
Where's this table
Somebody-
located? Is there a table on the East Side? Is what I'm asking you.
Yes.
Have you been in the bottoms where I'm
Yes.
from?
You wanna
where?
pull up a
what
chair?
street?
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm just asking.
I just said, I don't know exactly where these ones that I've seen at the table are from on the East, but I know there are lights on the East. Now, if there isn't one in the bottoms,
I know where the one at in the bottoms. We was there.
Me and you?
Yeah, we was there.
Okay.
Doing the we were actually Boomy.
Oh yeah.
That-
yeah.
so if there
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
light in the bottoms, then
The boxing gym?
that person's space,
in that space.
I would think
in the
that
back.
person's space and purpose being in the bottoms is to grow that light. That's all that I'm saying.
to the next life.
It was
to the
politics
next
with that
light.
too, though.
Big politics.
And listen, and
Yes.
there's politics everywhere. But all I'm saying is for us to not get so bogged down or convoluted with the idea that it's not happening when it really is happening. People are making changes. We've had enough people in gangs that have lost homies, that have lost family members. I was like, nigga, we're gonna do something different. And they're starting to move that way. They're picking up the
Is there
phone.
politics in that though?
Some politics, yes.
And
There's
do you
some
think there
politics
can be
in it.
change when politics are involved?
It's already
politics in
happening.
everything.
Yes, it's happening. And let me tell you why it's happening. Because
And that's why a lot of shit won't change.
Who's on the street now are the dudes that's been in the pen together and had no other choice but to ignore the fact that they was from different areas and neighborhoods because it was the blacks against whoever. So now that they've lived 14, 15, 20 years in the pen, when they come out, their whole mission is to make sure that these young kids don't end up where they have ended up. And they've kept the connections with the dudes that they've made connections with, and they navigate the streets accordingly. I've watched dudes from on the East Side.
What gangs though? You saying from the East? I need to know specific part. No, I'm for real. I gotta know, man.
I can't tell you because I don't.
So
I
you
don't
can't
think-
say no,
yes,
baby.
I can.
No, man.
You're saying
Drop some
there's
streets.
nobody on the East Side, and I'm telling you they are on the East Side.
Where
But
at?
you're
He's
talking
asking
about-
where at.
But he's talking about a specific area. So I'm saying if you're saying there's nobody there that is evolving the space, you saying you from the low bottoms, you like, why you not doing it?
I am doing it.
Okay, well there you
But
go.
that's what I'm saying. We don't
He
have.
looking for the next
You didn't
light.
hear, she didn't hear me. Let me re-say it. We don't have resources.
Y'all do
like-
have the resources. You just gotta find the resources in the area. That's what I'm saying.
Shanga.
I'm saying the resources.
You've been
are
to your
there.
meetings. I've been to mine to represent where I'm from.
Okay.
And I see the limited resources we get, and we can't come down there. We can't. I've been there.
Not
And
from the West though. Check your resources on the East. Cause if I'm so here's
what are these
hold on,
resources?
here's the medium. Here's the medium.
I don't live here,
Hold
so
on.
where are these
Hold
what
on.
are these
Here's
resources?
the medium. If I'm saying to
Okay.
you that I'm on the West and I'm sitting at the table with people on the East, and you're saying I'm over here on the East and people are not getting the resources, then that means I need to have a conversation with you. So the ones that I do know on the East that got the resources
You
can
spread
reach
that.
to where you're at.
Through you.
There it is. There it is. That works. Nobody, if I'm not from the low bottoms, I'm not gonna know that shit's not happening in the low bottoms.
This a whole different convo, man. Like, nah, for real.
We didn't.
Nah, for real though. I mean, I take that shit to heart because I'm a frontline soldier, dog. I didn't did march. Man, and that's the thing, because I don't put my shit on social media. People think I'm not, or I don't. I don't believe in that. If I'm during
This
war,
ain't for
you ain't never gonna
perception.
see a soldier with his gun doing this.
Fact.
Come on.
Fuck that. I don't do that. But I'm really for my people. And when it comes to people, I don't look at East and West Side, but I know how we looked at, because this is how I grew up, and how we're looked down upon, and how people don't really fuck with us. You get what I'm saying? This is just facts. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to that type of stuff, that's why I'm just big on it. I'm
And I'm
frontlining.
not
And it's a
mad
lot of
about that.
it's a lot of niggas. I'm gonna say it intentionally. I don't fuck with.
Yeah.
Because they deal with politics.
Yeah.
And I feel ain't no politics with God. It's not. That's the only place politics do not reside is with the Most High. And you have to be governed by Him to even fuck with me and come in my circle.
Man, get up off our
go.
shit, or we gonna have to come and
Man, come on.
yeah,
For real.
Yeah.
Man.
show y'all.
That's
what
why
it's
we
really
in the
about.
lane that we in though when it comes to this art.
Exactly.
That's also a vessel when it comes to leading our people in a whole nother way. Because we know that the art is one of the things that's appropriating some of this shit too.
Man,
Facts.
and life imitates art.
Man,
There it is.
all
Come
day,
on,
every
Rodney.
day.
There it is.
Yes, sir. Patio politics. We love each other.
Yeah.
We just talking, man. We just
conversation.
We just
We
talk.
Just
talking, man.
conversation.
Navigating,
We
figuring
navigate.
it out.
Hey,
Damn.
word to my brother
Find out what
Shishan. We just
somebody-
politic.
listen, you
We
find
just
out what
politic.
somebody
We just
needs.
Hey, iron sharpening iron.
Once you
Yeah, that's
find
right.
out the need, then
That's
you
right.
navigate the resource.
Come on, man. Patio politics. Shanga the medicine woman.
Ow.
Mac Millie. Ken Don the Don. Trouble T Mills. J5TH. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Please comment. Don't be afraid, because I will come after you and I will put you on blast in the comments if you hit me.
To the
Come
spot.
on. Come on.
to our
Shout out to
peeps.
Rob Naylor, No Bad Energy, one of the sponsors. Shout out to Creative
Stop
Educare,
this, man.
the other sponsor, baby. Shout out to the Legato Collection. Y'all know what it is, man.
Because y'all keep sniffing.
It smells so
yes.
good.
Dang.
Take it in.
Be careful now.
Hey, but we hope y'all learned
Stick
something.
your tongue in it, right?
Damn, that hit me in the
See,
back.
see.
Okay, oh,
What type
listen,
of
man.
feeling now?
We hope y'all enjoyed the show, man. Patio Politics, we out like this.